Hi guys, in this short video I want to show you the whole process of printing a t-shirt by using the silkscreen printing machine, one color machine, which I'm actually selling on eBay, so you can check it out. What we need is one t-shirt. We need a squeegee, we need a machine of course. We need a squeegee, we need some brushes, ink, any color. I'm using the black one for this particular video. Screen filler and drawing fluid. In the next step I'm going to actually show you the process of transferring the design, which you can print it out using your printer, but you can actually use the photo from the magazine or whatever you want, just to make sure that it's gonna be actually the size which is gonna fit into the A4 frame, and then you can just draw it on the mesh, fill the screen with the screen filler, and wash it out. You'll see, and then just print it on a t-shirt. So you can get your own designs printed on your own t-shirt by using your own silkscreen printing machine. You know what? Let's get started. Alright, so now we can start with using a drawing fluid to actually draw the design on a mesh. For this video I'm using this, I'm gonna make this print. The contrast is not hard because I don't need it, you know, I'm just trying to save some black ink, so I've printed this out of my printer, and this is efficient, it's gonna do the job. Please do not forget to wash your mesh properly before using it for the first time. You want to make sure that you're gonna decrease the whole thing, you know, properly, and let it dry, of course, not to let any water just stay in there. So the process of drawing is like you put your printed design on the table and put the frame on top of it. You can start drawing, but if you do it this way, actually while drawing, the drawing fluid is gonna get through the mesh and soak into the paper, which is something we really don't want. So what I'm using my girlfriend's cooking books to actually keep the frame a bit higher and create some gap in between the mesh and the design, whatever. And then I'm using kind of the piece of wood to work as a support for my hand, you know, while I'm drawing. So just make sure that you center your design properly, sitting in the center. Then first step, open drawing fluid. What I'm doing is first, because the frames can actually move around and so I'm just making some marks, the basic marks. So let's say the first one's gonna be here, is the top of the head for that one, and this one here and here. So we got kind of registration marks, and now we can start drawing. So the process is simple. It's like drawing with watercolor or acrylic paint. So just make sure you fill all the areas you want to get to be printed on your shirt, and then you will use the screen filler in the next step. I will show you how to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna pause the video and I will come back as soon as the drawing is finished. Alright, and this is how it looks like when the drawing is finished. I hope you can see it. I'm trying to put it against the white wall. When you finish, you can check it out. You know, against the light to make sure that you actually fill everything you want to be printed. And when you're happy with that, just let it dry properly. You can use a hair dryer, anything. No, not iron for this one. Just make sure that it's gonna be completely dry, and then we're gonna use the screen filler. It's called the screen block as well sometimes, to block the cover of the area which we don't want to be printed. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do in the next step. First of all, I don't know how long did it take you to make the drawing. I managed to do it in about 15, maximum of 20 minutes. Yeah, it takes some time, but we love drawing. I mean, if you find this daunting, you know, I have a good news for you. There is, of course, another way how to make your screen. You can actually use the photo emulsion and exposure unit, which requires working in a dark room and so on. So for this purpose, I think, you know, this is good enough for us. You know, for long winter evenings, you don't have anything better to do, so you can spend 1 hour by drawing your screen. With more complex designs, of course, it takes more time, but whatever. Yeah. So just let you know about another options. What I didn't tell you, of course, you're drawing on the side of the mesh which you are actually gonna be printing from. So make sure that you got it this way. As you can see, probably I have replaced the books with a piece of wood because it's getting serious now. You don't wanna mess it up, and just wanted to put it a little bit higher in case that when you're applying the screen filler, you're trying not to put so much pressure, but in case that you do, you don't want the mesh touch the surface underneath. So, but anyways, do not press too hard, because otherwise the screen filler gonna get through the mesh and it's gonna be accumulated on the opposite side, which you don't want to. So try to use like a kind of soft pressure. Yeah, right. So all we need to do, we've got the screen filler here, so let's just put some amount here on that side. You can put it more because you're gonna collect it later on back, you know. What is important, we are just making one pass, yeah, not more of them, because otherwise you won't be able to wash it away later on. So just make sure that you've got plenty of your screen filler here. Now hold the frame, take your squeegee and make one, as I said, soft, medium, pass. That's it. Okay, so I'll stop the video now. And actually, what I want to tell you, you of course need to fill other areas now. So you're gonna use the plastic small card. You can use your ID or your bank, your credit card if your amount is empty. Anyway, you don't need it. But this way, you actually need to fill up the whole thing, you know, the area, because otherwise the ink will be running through. So just use the spoon and or you can even use a brush, doesn't really matter. So this.